I have to be honest about it, and a lot of people, this can be controversy, and you may have to clip this part as well. But just to be real, Texas Organics was a real ride. It was a lot of trial and error of learning the curves and learning what the do's and don'ts. Okay. So once we decided to change our name, we changed everything and we ran with it. So to bring you full speed to where we are now, it's been nothing but love in Red Oak. I feel like the reason why we wanted to start here in Red Oak because it was supply and demand, right? It's time to usher in our culture. It's time to make the culture of cannabis our own. Yeah, we're introducing products, baby. I told you the other day, the picture for adjust and adapt, that should be hemp in a dictionary. I keep wanting to say Bible for some reason. Just starting off, when I first started smoking, we was on either Phillies, Octomos. When people find out that you are the owner here, when customers come through the door and be like, "Oh, you the owner? I see you on Instagram all the time," right? They act because a lot of people can be like, "Oh, I could just, and I could just, and I can just." You could, but that comes with these problems, bro. This a $10 billion industry in Texas alone, homie. We ain't talking about in the whole United States. We talking about in Texas alone. What up, y'all? We are back with CannaTalk, where it's really, can I talk?
Can I talk?
Come on, let's just be real, man. I'm your host, AD, and let's just be honest about it. It's time for us to get into a deep dive conversation and just talk about a few of these interviews that's been going on and some of the questions that may have been missed. You've seen the T with a Z interview. Great conversation, a great enlightening group of individuals, dude. And I'm just appreciative to even be invited on you guys' platform. Big shout out to Players Point of View, POV. You guys, I know that interview will be dropping real soon. So, guys, make sure you tune into that one as well. They gifted your boy some shoes. We talked about gas and trash and just all of that. You feel me? And you can't forget about one of the most controversial interviews that we've done to date with Rainwater, which just came out, a few days ago. So we will be dissecting a few different things from that interview as well that you guys may have had more questions about. But of course, like I said, CannaTalk, where this is an open space where we transparent and we don't dodge questions, we don't dance, we answer. You know what I'm saying? Are you ready to answer these questions? Are you ready? You know what I'm saying?
Are you ready?
You feel me? I'm ready. So y'all stay tuned, man. And if you haven't, right now, make sure that you go and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so that you know the next time that we're going live. Can I talk?
Can I talk?
Well, let's just dive into it. We started roughly about 4.5 years ago, and it honestly started out of the garage, boys and girls. When we first started this, we didn't know much about the industry. We dove into it, rolled up our sleeves, and we just dived right in. We asked the right questions, figured out what the right questions were to ask, went to lawyers, made sure that we had the right understanding of what we were doing, and we went diving right into it. After that, um, me, my wife, my business partners at that time, we seen that it was time to grow. We were starting to ramp up our orders with online. So we were like, hey, maybe we can take a swing at this thing and actually do it out of a mom and pop type brick and mortar. So, we found a spot out in Red Oak, and the rest was really just history. Red Oak opened its arms to us wide open. We didn't have any problems really here. And the community has just been so welcoming since day one, since we've been here. So
What year was that?
That was roughly about 4.5 years ago. So they would have been like 2021, sometime in there, maybe like August, September ish. We were already kind of doing our thing with a call center. We had our call center up and running, and it was time for us to just do something outside of the norm. And it's been nothing but love in Red Oak. I feel like the reason why we wanted to start here in Red Oak because it was supply and demand, right? When you think about the Red Oak area, you don't think of people having access to quality bud. Let's just be real. So when I thought about that and I thought about the area, I was like, where better to do this at than Red Oak because it's not too far into the city where the hustle and bustle is, where you can find a bunch of hustlers, but it's not too far outside of the city limits where it's just so country to where people in the city don't want to drive out there. So I really feel like we found a median spot to open up and operate, and the community has been showing nothing but love to us since we've been here. Even the law enforcement here, man, I've had multiple conversations with them. Good group of guys. I'm very appreciative to have them on the watch, while we are here at the shop. We have had hiccups and they've been on top of it like at the drop of a dime. You hear me? But I'm just so thankful to have a community that takes care of us and looks out for us, you know, and don't have that stigma like that, Yeah, because let's just be honest, Sauce Walker not the only one doing it. You know what I'm saying? Go to Atlanta, you got Lil Baby doing it. You got Future with his own strain doing it. You got different artists who already are cultivating and have their strain going with different companies out there. So I can't just single Sauce Walker out and label him like that just because he is a fellow brother from Texas. If anything, me and him should link up on the cool because we both from Texas and we can show them boys outside of this thing how to really pop it. You know what I'm saying? But to bring it out to a head, um, it doesn't make me feel any type of way at all. For the most part, it's like I know that they see it. You know what I'm saying? Even like for the THC Club, because the THC Club had been a company, had been operating down there in Houston for a minute before Sauce Walker had even came a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I had conversations with him before as well. So it's like, on a scale of looking at it, um, I'm just thankful that we're able to be able to say that we're pioneers in it. You know what I'm saying? Even if won't nobody else say it, even if won't nobody else say they seen us shop in Dallas, outside of Dallas, doing this years ago, going viral doing it. Because I feel like Soldier Boy at this point when I be like, yeah, I was the first to go viral for hemp, for whatever you want to call it, for the TACA, whatever you want to call it. I was the first one to go viral for it, and we had orders lined out the door. There used to be a wall right here. You know what I'm saying? You used to only be able to come a certain distance in this shop. The old school shoppers will tell you that it has been growth ever since. Now we done knock down walls and push back walls, and yeah, now we got a whole shopping area for you, and we taking care of you. And it's like this started from a small space. You feel me? And we done put it in people's face so hard for 4.5 years. 4.5. That's a whole baby. That's a toddler at this point. You know what I'm saying? So Texas Organics was a real ride. It was a lot of trial and error of learning the curves and learning what the do's and don'ts of the industry, what worked and what didn't work, what you could market and what you couldn't market. I can't tell you how many Facebook pages then got snatched, how many Instagrams got shut down, the whole nine in the journey of figuring out how do we market this, because I feel like that was the biggest problem that the industry was having when we first became a part of the industry, is they didn't know how to market it. Everybody was getting banned, they was getting their accounts flagged because we were actually posting real product, we were showing the flower, we were showing all of these different things on the page, and we learned quickly just because it's legal don't mean it's legal on social media, right? So with that, that came to a point where we just kind of rolled with the curves, opened up the shop, and got to just working with different content creators. Big shout out to people like T Speed who helped us when we were first coming up. Tay Money. Big shout out to D Will Skits. And if I'm forgetting a few people who helped us along the way with our content, uh, I'm sorry, but big shout out to all the people who were a part of helping us cultivate our content side of things to help the store to get to rolling where it needed to. So once it got to that point, we grew, and we got another store. As you guys know, we had the store over there in Ennis. We opened up a store in downtown Ennis over there on Main Street, and we operated that store for up to about a year. About that time, things just didn't pan out the way that we wanted to, so we didn't continue with the Ennis location, and that ultimately turned into us not continuing with the Texas Organics name. Okay, so once we decided to change our name, we changed everything and we ran with it. So to bring you full speed to where we are now, guys, this has landed us in a spot to where I feel more comfortable about what I'm doing because I'm comfortable with the people I'm doing it with. Me and my wife, we've been operating not only this company, but we've operated multiple companies before in the past before even getting here. So one of the biggest things about this is learning how to actually be a business partner. I had to learn how to listen to her. Had to learn how to listen to me, and we had to learn how to cultivate that on an even playing field and be able to build something for our kids and our kids because we truly want to pass this down for generations to come. And as you see, we did all this. All of this is from blood, sweat, and tears, y'all. We didn't have no rich uncle to give us some money. We didn't have no trust fund from nobody. Uh, any of those things. We literally had to get this out of the mud from blood, sweat, and tears. These walls right here, my wife painted them. You feel me? Purple, obviously, her favorite color. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Me and my son, we textured these walls. You know what I'm saying? Hence, it ain't just the most amazing looking wall in the world, right? But me and my son put in that time, together as father and son, bonding together to build something where he can always be like, man, my daddy owned the shop when I was growing up, bro. I helped him, hang stuff, paint the walls, and get all this done. So it make him feel a special connection to it too, because it's more than cannabis, y'all. It's more than just cannabis. We are literally trying to build a empire because you can literally take your 18, 19, let's just give them to 21 when they old enough. Take your 21-year-old, take him to get a license to do this, get him out of the streets, get him onto a legal playing field. Now he can market it to all his homeboys in a legal fashion and not go to jail for it you know so how are we really talking about it, and how we really these are the things I feel like they kind of miss hitting on with the interviews, which is no shade to any of the people that interview me, but who knows you better than you, right? So we sit down, we go over the footage, kind of like watching an NFL game, and figure out what needs to be talked about so we can come to CannaTalk podcast and bring it to y'all attention. So the biggest thing is now it's time to usher in our culture. It's time to make the culture of cannabis our own. Yeah, we're introducing products, baby. And we're not only introducing products, we bringing the culture back. I'm gonna make sure he roll this a clip of it to show you what it looked like up close. But if you a real sipper, you know what this look like. This right here is the high tech THC serve, right? And it's blue raz, my favorite, because it's something about that raz that got that extra pizzazz. You know what I'm talking about? For real. I don't know what they done did to the blue raz, but they did something to it. 150 milligrams. Make sure that you sip responsibly. Shake it up before you use it. I usually take my time and go get me something like a big blue. Take that blue raz, probably dump half of that boy in there. Rotate him a little bit, pour that boy on a double cup of ice, and be good for the night. Because with that thayal, you gonna feel like it hit you like payal. Man, now let me tell you like this. You might be scared to dump half of that boy in there. I done dumped the whole boy in there. You know what I'm saying? And it took me down, smacker, man down. uh, what you know what I'm saying, for real, that part. But yeah, man, it's one of them. So I don't even have to put too much on it to sell it. You know what I'm saying, because it sells itself, man. Not only just from the look at the strip on it. What that remind you of? The act. Stop playing. The real simple. Yeah, and look at the top. I got the seal on it, boy. Yeah, official. Y'all better get with him before it's too late. Cause I'm telling you, bro. Once it popped for me, I ain't gonna be no gatekeeper, but I'm gonna tell you like this: we gonna pop it to the hardest, to the furthest we could pop it. You know what I'm talking about? And this gonna be for all y'all, straight up. When people find out that you are the owner here, when people, customers come through the door and be like, "Oh, you the owner? I see you on Instagram all the time," right? They ask you for your preference. They ask you for what you think they should indulge in, right? And I love to be able to get a chance to explain it to people my way of talking, because I'm country. I got that mixture of country and hood in there, but sophisticated at the same time. Like I cleaned my life up the last few years, right? So I'm able to stand in here and have a conversation with people and like really get down to earth with them and tell them, hey, this right here, this what you'll usually find, and take them down through there to where they feel comfortable talking to you like they just walked in the spot or something to talk to their regular D boy. So it just comes down to a point of offering a safe space to where you can even talk about this, because people want to know, like, is it gas or is it trash for real? So I have to let them know, we have different prices. That's the great thing about being the shop. You don't have to be stuck, baby girl. You can get some of that. You heard, yeah, we got sirens going out because they know I'm talking real. Because, baby girl, we got some for $10, $15, $18, $20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Look, sound like sound like I'm about to hit for real. Because we got them numbers like that and we take care of our people. You know what I'm saying? So when it come down to it, when they talk about quality and everything, I say it all depend on what you want to spend. Different strokes, different folks. This $15 might hit good to you and it might hit better than the $40 to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just depending on what you like, how you want to feel. And that's where I try to get to with these people coming through the door is, how do you want to feel? Everybody can't take gummies. Everybody can't take powders. Everybody can't sip it. Some people have to put it on their skin. Some people use it for joints and pains like that. I know that my mother-in-law, she does a lot of outside work in a garden and everything like that. And when she starts to get those aches and pains, like in her knees and in her joints, she usually come get the roll on, or one of the salves or something. And when I say I'm talking about that boy. Ha! Had you right. So a lot of great properties from CBD that a lot of people don't talk about. That's only because of, you got a lot of people that only interact and partake in it for psychoactive purposes. Let's just be real. Some people just trying to get faded. But some people actually use the plant in other methods. There are ways for truck drivers to use it. And the reason why you see a lot of truck drivers going to it, because it doesn't contain THC, so they're actually able to indulge without feeling like they're gonna get in trouble. um and it's also just the action, the habit of people smoking and putting something to their mouth. That's actually a habit as well. It's an addiction, actually. Some people choose to stop doing it by getting toothpicks and having a toothpick. But a lot of the truckers tend to use CBD because it doesn't show up on piss tests, right? So they're actually able to indulge, and it's not actually doing anything psychoactive in their system. Form, so I could kind of be proper with it, right? and then I'll take you to the form where I break it all the way down. So this is a product to where you are getting properties that are good for your body, right? Um, According to Big Pharma, we can't say that it helps you with anything, but it definitely rejuvenates. It definitely recalibrates. It definitely puts you in the feeling with your body to make you able to continue to relax and feel how you want to feel. To break it down in the hood terms, CBD would just put you in the mind frame of Reggie back in the day. That's really where the game started. And with the game starting with Bud, that's where Bud started at, with the Reginald, with the Reggie Miller. Let's just be real, with the 3-point shooter, the 4-finger lid. Y'all were back there with, y'all know what I'm talking about. All the old heads. Yeah, that red hair says all that. I was back there with you. But yeah, just like CBD started right there where Reggie Miller started, it started to cultivate, and they started to study the plant and figure out other methods of using it, which turned into Delta 8, and then to Inform turned into THCA of where we are now. A lot of people that seems to think that just because you indulge in THCA or even in CBD that you can't pop dirty for a piss test. And I want to let you know, where my close camera at? Where my close camera? I want to let you know, yes, you can. You can pop dirty, okay? Let's go to the CBD. If it's full spectrum, right? If it's full spectrum, that means that it has 0.3% THC in it, right? So that means if you put enough of that in your system, boy, you're popping dirty. So don't be playing with them folks, all right? Make sure you understand that there's a disclaimer to this, right? Even with THCA, oh, you really popping dirty. Don't even play with them folks. If you indulging in THCA, let's be real, don't play with them folks. It's gonna show. Yeah. Cause just starting off, when I first started smoking, we was on either Phillies, Octomos, Swisher Sweets for sure, strawberry probably. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it was flavor. Grape Swisher was probably cool back then. Stop playing. So I feel like it was a phase, and it's kind of like it kind of changes as you grow and as you get older. I feel like the Leafs, right? The Leafs became a thing because it was really, let's just be honest, that shit just became something cool to do. I ain't even gonna lie. Here in Dallas, in the Cliff, wasn't nobody rolling no backwoods back in the day. There was like some Atlanta shit. There wasn't nothing nobody was doing in Dallas. Yeah, that was New York. You know what I'm saying? They had them ugly ass blunts. Let's just be real. That boy looked like this when they used to roll it. You know what I'm saying? So we wasn't really using backwoods back in the day. That really became a thing here recently. And even with that here recently, you only really smoking woods or slap woods or anything like that. You only smoking that if you putting more than a gram or two in there. Because if you not, you really wasting time. If you turn it, why don't you just go get you something? You go get a paper. Okay, let's switch over to the papers now. You know what I'm saying? Papers, affordable, easy, roll real quick. Smoke by yourself, maybe. You know what I'm saying? It's just supposed to be a cleaner smoke, something that I would ultimately like to get to, because I actually need to stop smoking woods and all of that. I'm getting too old for this. I would tell you my age, but I'd be showing my age. You feel me? But papers is where you need to be at ultimately. And then even with that, with carcinogenic things, you know what I'm saying? Actually even firing it up and smoking it, that's kind of bad for you too. You actually not even supposed to do that. Supposed to get a vaporizer. You get a vaporizer, and that's clean smoke all the way down. No carcinogenics, no none of that. You know what I'm saying? So even when we lighten it up with these lighters, the butane going on, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? We adding, and it's not what we supposed to be doing. So I'm sorry for these long answers, but can I talk?
Can I talk?
Man, we gonna talk. We gonna talk. So yeah, man, papers where we need to get to. But I
All right.
have to be honest about it, you know. And a lot of people, this can be controversy, and you may have to clip this part as well. But just to be real, I'm making more money the legal way than I could have imagined making trapping. And you have a lot of people out there that'll try to argue you down, like, now this trapping is making me this, making me that, and I'm able to do that. But when I be looking at a bunch of these trappers, bro, it be like, where y'all houses at? Where y'all cars at? What like what are we hustling for if we gotta do it illegally? Like, why, like, where what are we doing for real? So it's like I decided to take another route and take everything that I learned in a illegal way and apply that legally, from the way that I used to market, from the way I had to shortstop, from the way I've had to put flyers on people's cars and pull up on the I had whatever I had to do. I took a lot of different things that I learned from the illegal route and applied it legally, and it worked 10 times more. Look at this, right? You are taking something that is a whole era of something, sipping, right? Sipping lean. You're taking something that's a whole era of doing something, and you're bringing it back and repackaging it in a legal form that people can fall in love with and see the nostalgia behind it, right? And be like, damn, he did that, right? Because, bro, all I'm doing is what they doing, and they just making it illegal, but we doing it in a legal route, in a legal fashion, right? We presenting products for people and finding ways to make this cool. I told you the other day, the picture for adjust and adapt, that should be hemp in a dictionary. I keep wanting to say Bible for some reason. My lips keep almost saying Bible, but it's in a dictionary. It should be in a dictionary. So yeah, man, you want to talk about the legal battle, you want to talk about everything that's going on, but we got hope. Big shout out to my boy 93 Bread. If you got dope, you got hope, baby. Real talk. Don't give up on yourself, because the fight ain't over yet. Oh, yeah, they take it off the shelf this day, take it off the shelf and put it back on that day. There's a host of different products that you can market, baby. To be honest, it really only take one. It take one fire idea to take you to the moon. All you need to do is get one product and call every store in the United States until every store in the United States is carrying your product. You thought about that? They always looking for new stuff to carry, especially if it's good. So don't be stuck on the small things, bro. You gotta think outside the box. Ain't that what marketing is? Ain't that what the American dream is? Ain't that what everybody chasing? To be able to take what you've learned in some other form of fashion, whether it was at home, whether it was in college, whether it was emulated from somebody you got from a trade or a skill, whatever that might have been, right? You then took that and made it your own and repackaged it to make money off of it. That's all we doing here. It's about the way of life. It's about the culture. Let's start speaking up. Let's start getting on all the industries, lanes, and niches that are really making money right now and explore them. That's all they doing. I see we doing good with one thing. Black folks then hopped on content creating and went crazy. I love it. Stream all you can. Keep a camera on you, even probably when you sleep. You feel me? But we got to do more than just content. We got to do more than just rap. We got to do more than just real estate. We got to do more than just become teachers. We got to be more than become doctors. We got to start pushing the agenda, because we need all those type of people I just named in the space of cannabis, so we can win. So we got a leg to stand on when we arguing, when we go into the federal Supreme Court instead of playing in these state courts. Because a lot of people can be like, oh, I could just, and I could just, and I can just. You could, but that comes with these problems versus these problems. It's kind of like pick your poison, pick your medicine. What you want to deal with. Do you want to deal with that as well as when somebody coming to get something from you? You don't know if they are law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if they are toting or if they got something to take the rest of what you got, right? There's a lot of things that play into it. It comes down to it that you still got to look over your shoulder. It still comes down to when you go pick up something, you don't know who they're already. Even if you go into your supplier, you don't know if your supplier being watched by the feds. I'm sorry, but I'm just giving you a little game of things that you probably can't see. You know what I'm saying? So even for the people that be in the comments hating, because even like in the rainwater post we got that posted earlier, oh him, here you got the Delta 8, here they go, here they go. Y'all want to see the black man win. Y'all would rather beat me down over what it is versus praising and lifting somebody up for them taking a negative and turning it into a positive. Half of y'all ain't even been down the road. Half of y'all wouldn't even been able to survive going down the road multiple times. Half of y'all wouldn't even been able to have a dependable wife to sit here and still handle your businesses, your kids, and all that, and still keep it running for you to come home to. Half of y'all wouldn't have been able to do half of that. But a lot of people got something to say about what you say or what you got to offer. Like, why can't we just be happy that somebody got something to offer and can show you a legal way to do it? At least I'm showing you another way, bro. I ain't putting a pistol in your hand and telling you, hey, bro, all you got to do is go whack him. And you know what I'm saying? All you got to go do is slime him out and snake him. I ain't teaching that. If I was rapping about that, oh, they'll love me then. They'll love me. Oh, I'm the next little baby. Oh, I'm the next Mo3. Oh, I'm the next Trap Boy. Oh, I'm the next Montana. Oh, I'm the next. You know what I'm saying? But for real, I'm really doing some shit that's in a $10 billion industry. This a $10 billion industry in Texas alone, homie. We ain't talking about in the whole United States. We talking about in Texas alone. How many rappers in Texas making 10 billion, let alone 1 billion? How many content creators making 10 billion, let alone 1 billion? You know what I'm saying? But if we bring it, what Pimp C say, if we brought this shit together, you know how much money we would see? But now we too worried about the distractions and the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to talk about the real, how we could change people's lives off of telling them, hey, put that pack down. You feel me? Don't ever pick that up again. And I got something legal for you to pick up and hustle the same way. Why ain't we talking about that? Why ain't the community talking about it enough? We see our little youngsters hustling as is. Ain't got no daddy at home. Ain't showed him how to get out there and get no real money. For real. But he bringing home a little bit of dollars and you ain't asking him where that money come from. You ain't worried about it. Now we all guilty. And we all got to stand before this and understand, bro. It comes down to it's deeper than the cannabis, bro. Ooh, man, it's always amazing to speak with my people. It's always a journey to get to each week of doing these with y'all because we do so much in 1 week. We probably do the amount of work that some content creators do in a month in a week. You know what I'm saying? So what we're trying to do here is just become your station that you stay tuned into. For real. Cause we got the TV show. I ain't even drop y'all into the many different layers of what we got. TV show. Make sure you stream that now. Go to YouTube. The TXO TV show. You can see it right now. 6 episodes, 1 season out right now. Also, we have our own product. Like I told you earlier, make sure you shop. If it's not in a local store that you go to shop at, make sure you tell them, hey, you need to hit these people up and get this product in this store, and I'm going to be buying more. Right? So, not only that, guys, what else we have coming up? We have many more interviews coming up as well. And we have the GTA about to pop. Yes, that's right. We'll be going right back to the GTA stream. I'll be streaming a few times a week if possible. I know once for sure, But we're gonna be streaming, going back in the city, story mode, our real stream. You know what's going on. We about to pop it in the best way that we can. Stay locked in. You have been tuned in to CannaTalk podcast, where it's Can I Talk?